Chapter 1. Tom and the Widow. You don't know about me unless you've read a book called The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. But that doesn't matter. That book was written by Mr. Mark Twain and he told the truth mainly. There were some things he stretched though. That's nothing. I've never met anyone who hasn't lied at one time or another except Aunt Polly or the widow. That's Tom's Aunt Polly. She and the widow Douglas are both in that book, which is mostly a true book as I said before. The way that book ends, Tom and I found the money that the robbers had hidden in the cave and it made us rich. $6,000 each, all in gold. Judge Thatcher put it in the bank for us and we could each get $1 a day. We didn't know what to do with all that money anyway. The widow Douglas took me in as a son and promised to civilize me. It was rough living in the house all the time. The widow was so regular and decent in all of her ways. When I couldn't stand it any longer, I ran away. I got into my old rags and felt free and satisfied. But Tom Sawyer hunted me down and said he was planning to start a gang, a band of robbers. He said I might join in if I went back to the widow and acted properly, so I went back. The widow cried over me and called me a poor lost lamb. She called me a lot of other names too, but she never meant any harm. She put me in some new clothes again and I couldn't do anything but sweat and feel all cramped up. Then the old thing started up again. The widow rang a bell for supper and I had to come in on time. When I got to the table, I couldn't start eating right away. I had to wait for the widow to lower her head and grumble a little over the food. There was nothing wrong with the food, except that everything was separate. I was used to eating a stew full of odds and ends. Things in a stew get mixed up and the juice kinda swirls around and everything goes better.